If you can't tell your own story, you have none. If you have no idea about yourself, you are nobody. But the truth is, we have to stick together to find ourselves again, because we are here. The truth is covered in both directions. Knowledge and belief are strong and very similar glasses through which we see things. There is no truth in the unspeakable, but it's there. In the darkness, all is possible, and nothing that can be verified. The invisible. It's there. You are there. You are here, close to yourself. An elephant said to a microwave, "Why aren't you flying away? I am lovely captured in that higher sense to serve my image. A stepless ladder to the sky. Isn't it beautiful?"
Being born privileged and surrounded by billions of tempting chances, a well-feeded mind leads you to a complex scenario that seems to be covered by a shining impassable curtain. A sparkling curtain, knitted by the fairy dust of capitalism, success and society role models. By deep tempting, it creates strongly desires that builds up a big hole inside of you, nearly a U-hole, expanding to give space, three-dimensional floor less, to suck this desire, make it a war-burning eternal flame, that we start falling into love. A love that turns into a need. A need that never stops in creating an idea of ourselves. An empty depending love. Showed to and made by the believers.
The tribe behind the curtain, squeezed by the curtain, self-dissolving, disappearing. What seems harder to take than the tears of the privileged? That raises a shining monument, that undresses a dream, leads the believers to a created border control, turns to a roll switch, made the clown into the viewer, understanding that the whole play he made is made by others. Heavy chains, that is well can seem as a railing, as in protecting society uterus, that allows us being not responsible for anything, that gives us an idea of meaning within this game, and therefore subtly strongly needed value. Empty. It's hard to take this only possibility of being a nobody, playing individual all the time, struggling and creating all images, models of our self-roles. We can't escape. And the last and biggest challenge is ourselves, the self, the greatest obstacle, the unbearable problem we have. Whatever. By living and being born inside this great spectacle. The opera already begun. Surrounded by the big play. The roles seem settled. Or at least, the scripts for possible roles seems already written down, captured in a huge library of the European cosmos we are part of, we are born into. And now, we first have to empty ourselves to see what is the vessel is about, what alternity it has, or at least we have to find small gaps of real creation, of co-determination, to break through the old and given roles, implement some self-chosen aspects. What is the opera about? The opera of our time? The tragedy we are raised by? The role play we have to choose and go through? The conflict of the clown. That's a spectator itself, understanding that even his freedom is manipulated, is dependent, captured, and pre-written. Dependence becomes a desire. We are looking for the leader who tells us where to go, who suggests a sense that carries us, that gives us strength, a place in the big game, who opens the curtain so that in the end we remain just a nobody, but a nobody who had something to say, surrounded and strengthened by the Syrians of their own ideas, endowed with unimagined magical powers and fairy tales, powers that the vessel already has in it, a vessel that it forbids itself to be used and wants to shine, deeply buried. And the guide becomes an archaeologist who carefully brings up these beautiful vessels with small brushes, makes them visible, creating a pure culture in its entirety. the vessel itself is the true treasure. Of course, it can break. Of course, it is empty and only seems to be there to carry something else.
If you can't tell your own story, you have none. If you have no idea about yourself, you're nobody. But the truth is, we have to stick together to find ourselves again, because we are here. The truth is covered in both directions. Knowledge and belief are strong and very similar glasses through which we see things. There is no truth in the unspeakable, but it's there. In the darkness, all is possible, and nothing that can be verified. The invisible. It's there. You are there. You are here, close to yourself. Isn't it beautiful?